All right, folks, in today's video, November 2nd, 2023, we're going to be talking about XRP and Ripple taking over Dubai. Originally, we knew that Ripple was going to be hosting their Swell conference this year in Dubai, November 8th and 9th. But now we know, we get the announcement here today that XRP just got the green light, the flip of the switch, you're good to go in Dubai. And this is a massive deal, full breakdown. And then we also have breaking news that just came out that the Israel package has been passed by the House of Representatives. So I'm going to run through this real quick for you guys. Once again, everything else can be found at my website, ZachRector.com. If you're looking to get in touch with me, be careful. I'm not responding to DMs on any platforms, no social media platforms at all. If you want to get in touch with me, the only way to do so is through my website, ZachRector.com, or within our Patreon exclusive community. Market cooling off slightly from where we were at last night into the early morning, right? We got a little bit of a pump for Bitcoin back above 35,000. Right now, Bitcoin is at 34,900, Ethereum is at 1,800, and XRP cooling off to 60 cents, 60.75 at the time of this recording. Taking a look at the 4-hour charts, let's go. So you can see here, Bitcoin heated up last night and basically pumped last night all the way up to about 35,962, so nearly 36,000, setting a new top here during this current bear market. And some folks are calling this the beginning of the next bull run. We'll see who's right. Cooling back off here today, back below 35,000. XRP, same thing, bounced up to about 62.5 earlier today, cooling back off to 60.73 at the time of this recording. The DXY getting smacked yesterday and today, back down for the DXY to 106, holding that level, but earlier today it was down to 105.8. DXY getting smacked. Now the 2-year had bounced yesterday, come back below 5%. We did see here earlier today, it has recovered basically back up to 4.996. So we're just under 5% for your 2-year. And then we did crash back down some more today on your 10-year. And we've since recovered slightly, but basically trading at 4.663 for your 10-year treasury. If you want to do a deal with the devil and loan the United States government your money, good luck. God bless to you. Let me know how it works out. Bonds having their worst year last year, and that crash has continued into this year. But in a separate video, I'm going to be talking about bonds because I had another conversation with a gentleman today, and there's just this kind of arrogance about folks that really are all in on bonds and think that you can't, they can't be touched, and that the United States is not going to default. That's the words that they always say. The U.S. government will never default. You'll never have a problem. It's the best, return you can get, risk-free. 5%. And I said, yeah, as long as bonds are going up, of course, they're going to squeeze out liquidity from other investment opportunities where you do have to take on risk, like real estate. If you're only pushing a 4 or 5 cap, why would you take on that risk when you could get a 10-year treasury at 5%, right? Same thing with the equities getting squeezed out. Why would you deploy capital in a probably overvalued equity stock market when you could allocate it to a bond that's going to guarantee you 5%? But this is the part that these bond guys don't want to talk about, the real rate of return. This is where you're getting wrecked. This is why bonds were the worst year ever last year. The crash is continuing into this year. This is the worst bond market crash in history. Because when you buy a bond, and many folks did at 2 and 3%, and now you're at 5%, well, you've just lost all that opportunity cost right there, right? Instead of getting paid back the 2 and 3%, you could be getting 5% on your money right now. But then it's not just that. That's just one part of it. Look a little bit further, and what you see, the real rate of return, when you subtract inflation from that 5%, how much are you really making? Are you making anything? And that's where the real maths on the bonds kind of disrupts that narrative and that kind of that arrogance from the bond guys that this is the best deal ever, right? Yeah, sure. Let me know how that one works out for you. It was supposed to be safety. It was supposed to be the best investment until it wasn't, until it was its worst year in history. That's a problem. Now, silver did cool off here again today. Taking a look, silver back below $23 per ounce, back down to 22.6 today, but we're at 22.73 right now. Gold remaining sideways. Okay. Now, stocks are climbing. Nvidia back up here to 435 after it did come back down to below $400 for a brief moment in time just a few days ago, back down to 392. Just getting wrecked for Nvidia, but it has rallied here pretty strong to start off this week. Same thing with the S&P 500. Basically, after the news came out that the Fed was going to pause, we see the stock market rallying. We see the DXY down, we see the bonds down, and the overall cryptocurrency market has kind of been remaining sideways after it just recently topped out at 1.3 trillion. That's where we're at on the TA, but as I said, we have breaking news just coming out within the last hour. The House of Representatives have passed the Israel funding bill that would give $14.3 billion to Israel, paid for by $14.3 billion in cuts to the IRS. Now, you probably know how I think about this. I love the fact that we are cutting funding from the IRS, but it's not an overall budget cut because we're just reallocating that money. See, this is a play on semantics. Cuts to the IRS. This isn't a cut to the overall deficit in the budget though, right? And in fact, they're trying to do a historical $1.5 trillion budget deficit. They're going to try to issue treasuries to the tune of like 700, almost $800 billion this quarter. So it's just incredible. Historical level of debt issuance and a deficit, not sustainable. I love to see the cut to the IRS, but it's not a true cut because we're turning around and reallocating it to Israel. So the House of Representatives have passed that. This is going to move on over to the Senate. I don't know how soon we'll be getting a vote from the Senate, but considering that this is, kind of an emergency deal, this probably should be coming in here shortly. And now Biden has said that he will veto this bill, but 12 Democrats have defied Biden to vote in favor. Do you support this funding bill? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this. Another $14 billion for another country, while our situation back home, not as hot as it used to be. But hey, sure, another $14 billion to this country. While we're at it, why don't we send another $10 billion to Ukraine? We probably owe them a little bit more too, don't we? Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this situation. Now, we did get some more data coming out here today on the jobless claims, climbing to a 7-week high. Layoffs are still low, but the labor market will be cooling. And then tomorrow we are going to get the U.S. non-farm payrolls along with the unemployment rate. So we'll get to see a little bit more jobs numbers along with our hourly wages. Going to be interesting to watch that. And then we also are seeing right now in the commercial real estate lending, this has declined to a historical low level. The change in commercial real estate debt as outstanding, was 0.98% in Q2 2023. That was the lowest quarterly reading since the first quarter of 2014. On top of this, only $28.2 billion of loans converted into commercial mortgage-backed securities have been issued this year, the lowest level since 2011. Lending is coming to a halt as office vacancies rise and rising rates threaten developments facing refinancing. The commercial real estate crisis has already started, and the job crisis for the mortgage lending industry has already started, right? Talking about jobless claims, you're going to have some mortgage lenders that are going to be making some unemployment claims. They're going to be eventually making some jobless claims. And this is where we have to really break down, dissect, and decode this data that they're giving us, the manipulation that they do to try to skirt what's really taking place on Main Street. As I always say, progress for Powell, progress for the suits is going to be pain for the Main Street. So while they're touting that the jobless claims are up to a 7-week high, we're still not seeing that many layoffs. Everything's fine. Stock market back up. Fed gives us a Powell. Daddy Powell is going to take it easy. And the folks don't realize that the system's already breaking and it's going to continue to break. And we're going to continue to see a historical reset for the equities, for the real estate. And then we're also seeing it in the bond market as well. Now let's get on into the cryptocurrency. A huge announcement coming out here today. Dubai's regulators have consistently demonstrated their pro-innovation approach, with this announcement as the latest example from Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Ripple will continue doubling down in regions where there is regulatory clarity for crypto, a key reason we're hosting Ripple Swell in Dubai this year. So for those of you who missed it, today the Dubai Financial Services Authority approved XRP under its virtual asset regime, allowing licensed firms in the Dubai International Finance Center to incorporate XRP into their virtual asset services. So this is the green light for XRP in the region. This is absolutely massive. Kevin Cage expanding and explaining why this is such a big deal. The Dubai International Financial Center is the leading global financial center in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia, the MEASA region. DIFC has a close to 20-year track record of facilitating trade and investment flows across the region. The region comprises 72 countries with a combined population of around 3 billion people and a nominal GDP of approximately US dollar equivalent of $8 trillion. The center connects the fast-growing markets of the MESA region with the economies of Asia, Europe, and the Americas through Dubai. And just like Chief Legal Officer at Ripple, Stuart Aderati, said, this is why so much capital is flowing to Dubai, why Ripple is throwing their capital, their resources, and their hiring. They're hiring in all locations, but they're really doubling headcount in regions like Singapore and others, where they've set up these headquarters. They've set up a new capital hub in Dubai, and they're going to be hosting the Ripple Swell conference in Dubai as well. As we see, it's not just Ripple taking over Dubai. Now we know it's going to be XRP taking over Dubai and this entire region, which comprises 72 plus countries. And as we've pointed out as well, with partners like MFS Africa, they fired up on-demand liquidity XRP in 40 plus countries within the African continent. So we have the whole continent of Africa live. The Middle East is going live. I mean, we've already shown that 5 BRICS nations have ODL corridors live, ODL partners live with XRP in 5 BRICS nations already. So the party's getting started, and Ripple's about to take over with their Swell conference. They're going to be hosting that November 8th and 9th in Dubai. Ripple Swell brings together the brightest minds from the realms of crypto, blockchain payments, financial services, and economic policy. Let's continue on. I believe that registration has ended, but maybe you can check that. That's coming up here just next week, right? So coming up here quickly, but maybe you can sneak in last minute to see these speakers. Complete big list of some big hitters. Now, tell me that Brad and Monica Long, they're so slick. Ripple and the team is so slick. Of course, right here, center stage, who do they have? Chief Operating Officer of the Dubai International Financial Center Authority. Let me know in the comments down below if you think that they already knew that this announcement was coming when they announced that the Chief Operating Officer of the Dubai International Financial Center was going to be, one of the main keynote speakers at their Dubai conference. On top of them announcing the hub in Dubai as well, they might have known, they might have known a little bit, just had a little hunch that this announcement was coming. But continuing on, guys, just big hitters. Of course, Brad, Monica Long, President of Ripple, Chief Operating Officer of the DIFC, love to see it. And a big focus, as always, on compliance and regulatory big hitters. Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, that's Vera. Henson Orser, the CEO, gotta love it. We have the co-founder of Polygon, that's good. CEO of Medico, Adrian Tricani, love to see it. The big acquisition from Ripple was Medico this year. We see Zodiac Custody. We see DBS Bank, head of digital assets, head of Web3 at Banking Circle. Love to see it. Oh, of course, we have that MasterCard partnership live. Vice President Hussam Habaneka, Vice President from MasterCard. Love to see it. Johnny Fry, Group Head of Digital Asset Strategy at ClearBank. There's a couple bank partnerships, isn't there? And then I mentioned MFS Africa. That's Dare Okodu, from CEO of MFS Africa. I probably butchered his name, and I apologize there, Dare. But that is absolutely massive. 40 plus countries within the continent of Africa that have fired up that ODL XRP. Gotta love it. Global head of AML and sanctions at Ripple. They're going to be doing a keynote on that. Crypto Oasis Ventures, head of business development international at Ripple. Karit Bhatia. Good big hitter right there. Vice president from the MENA region from Circle. And by the way, guys, there's big talk right now about Circle getting issued on the XRPL coming here soon. Once we get that clawback feature, we're going to see more issuers coming to the XRPL. CEO and co-founder of Axiology, founder and CEO Association for Women in Cryptocurrency, Amanda Wick. Love to see it. SVP Strategic Initiatives, Ripple. That's Eric Miltenberg. SVP and head of digital assets, Nuvea. We have CEO of Fuse. We got a couple other big ones. James Greenwood from Bitstamp. Remember, Ripple has acquired a significant share in the company Bitstamp. That's an exchange. Big time deal right there. Founder and CEO of Tassets, that's a big one. Ripple X Growth, Marcus Infanger. CEO of TOG, Stewart. Of course, we got Stu coming through. Caleb Udui, Minister of the Ministry of Finance, Republic of Palau. That's going to be a big deal. They're doing a whole, basically a whole deep dive into the Palau stablecoin project. We also have James Wallace, the big hitter, Vice President, Central Bank Engagements and CBDCs at Ripple. We got the announcement today, the 6th partnership announcement that is, gone public. There's more announcements that haven't, that are coming, more partnerships that are not public yet. But we got our 6th announcement today. That was the National Bank of Georgia, the 6th CBDC to be going live, along with Peter Jensen from Rocket Fuel, Exchange CEO and founder. They're doing the carbon credits. Esteban Van Gore. Oh, another one, Christian Kunz, that's Dubai International Financial Center. Christian Kunz, I should say his name properly. Chief Strategy, Innovation, and Venture. Love to see it. Policy Director, EMEA, Andrew Whitworth, and he's been doing some great deals over there in the that's the European, Middle East, and Asia region. Ripple, love to see it. Okay, and Naveen Gupta. Love to see it. Managing Director, Middle East at Ripple. Absolutely love to see it. That's some big hitters. And we look at the agenda to get a little bit further insight. Okay, so on Ripple, we have the conference starting. Your welcome reception is on November 7th. And then on November 8th, that's when we get it started. DIFC's crucial role in advancing blockchain. So they're starting it out with the Dubai International Financial Center, starting it out with their crucial role in advancing blockchain. Custody in a tokenized economy. Custody panel. We got the Bitstamp CTO, James Greenwood. Love to see it. Emerging digital asset financial crimes, compliance, and sanctions. This is a big deal with Ripple, right? Financial crimes, compliance, and sanctions, working with the regulators, working with the compliance, and getting it done. Bridging the financial frontiers. Why institutional and corporate investing in carbon is a global economic priority. That's a good one. And then we go under the hood of the Palau stablecoin project, CBDC Innovate Awards. So we're going to see the most recent awards. Remember, this is the CBDC platform, the award-winning CBDC platform. We get the 6th CBDC announced here today, National Bank of Georgia. Love it. Now, we're not done. We get bringing financial markets on-chain through tokenization, along with the Ripple Innovation Awards as we wrap up, and then we have a little swellabration. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, a little swellabration. Then we bring up Vera, right? The Vera is going to be important. Building the future of crypto regulation. Fireside chat with Rocket Fuel CEO Peter Jensen. How Dubai is becoming a world-leading crypto hub. We get Polygon coming on in. We also see pioneering crypto payments in Africa, a fireside chat with MFS Africa CEO. Love to see it. 40 plus countries within the continent. Got to love it. Navigating the future of carbon markets. Following the development of policy and regulation, what's next for public authorities in crypto markets? We get another fireside chat, trends in crypto liquidity across regions, and a closing keynote from the biggest hitter of them all, our good friend Brad Garlinghouse, to finish off the session. So it is not just Ripple taking over Dubai. It is going to be XRP taking over Dubai in the entire region, which you saw with the regulatory, the regulatory agency there, the group, basically encompassing 72 plus countries within that region. And so this is such a massive deal. The timing of this is perfect as we have the SEC surrendering the case back home against Brad and Chris. We have Judge Torres denying interlocutory appeal, XRP finally having legal clarity within the US, but Ripple also showing their strength outside of the US by firing up this hub in the Middle East. You're seeing across all of these different regions, they've been firing up ODL. They've been firing up XRP. Now we see another central bank digital currency launched on the XRP ledger. We see Dubai giving the green light for XRP. That's full legal clarity for all of the licensed institutions. And the great thing about Dubai is they've made it super easy, right? If you come on in and you register, all registered and licensed, digital payment companies within that region can now start to use XRP with full clarity. On top of that, what have we been talking about? The XRPL validators flipping the switch, giving us 9 votes now on the AMM coming to the XRPL along with additional utilities. It's a great time to be in the XRP community, and I'm so excited to see what gets announced at Swell. So that's the final question. Drop it in the comments down below for me. Let me know, what do you think will be announced at Ripple's Swell conference? More CBDCs, more additional partnerships? Let me know what you see in the comments down below. I'm sure we'll get some AMM talk as well. And it's just a great time to be in the XRP community. If you appreciate the update, let's smash it on the way out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless you.